what's going on with Bitcoin, and what do we see locally on Bitcoin? Well, if we get that pullback to fill the gap on the S&P, you're going to see Bitcoin come down lower and go tag this bull market trend again towards 92 to 94K, right? But this is a view on Bitcoin I haven't seen people talking about, okay? I haven't seen people talking about this view. So on Bitcoin, why are we holding the level that we're holding right now? Well, so we've had this 4-year reaccumulation range on Bitcoin, and we finally broke out and we tagged perfectly the 1.618 fib at 102K. You know, we wicked up a little bit higher, but if you take a look, all the weekly closes took place here, came below. This was basically the top, 102K, and it called it perfectly on the fibs. So what did we do recently on Bitcoin? The reason I believe we're holding the level that we are is because if you keep this 1.618 on Bitcoin, you see it's a clear support for where we're at right now. Okay? This is why I'm still bullish for another leg up higher. We're holding this. So we flipped the previous all-time high, which is about 102,000. We flipped it from resistance, because before, when we broke through, we would nuke immediately, try to push, nuked as soon as we touched it, try to push through, came all the way back down. So we failed to break out. We failed to break out again. This time, we came all the way back up, jumped up above, and now it's clear. This is different. This is very different. This was topping, clearly. This is hanging out above. This is different. This is now, we're turning this into support, which is why I'm still bullish macro. Unless we lose, and I don't see people looking at it this way. This is a nice fib because it's showing clear support right now. So if we don't lose this fib, and this is at about 102,000, 101,000, as long as we don't lose this, I don't see a reason for us to nuke any harder on Bitcoin. I mean, it's clearly turning it into support, which is good, because if this is truly support now, and we're basically doing a quick reaccumulation here for the next week or two, and we're just trying to reaccumulate here, and we're hanging out above this fib, then the next target on Bitcoin is going to be $155,000, $156,000, right? Why do I believe it's going to go there? Well, because if the 1.618 played and then we pump again, why wouldn't the 2.618 play, right? So why wouldn't it hit the 2.618? Of course, it should. So I heard people saying that on the next leg up, I'm hearing like 115, 120K, 120K is the one I keep hearing. Whenever we already went to 111. So why would you say 115 or 120? That doesn't make sense to me. Getting a leg up on Bitcoin up to like 115, 120, that doesn't make any sense to me. When we ran it from down here off the low, we ran up 120% after ranging. Off the low, 120%. The next fib would be 110%. Look at that confluence. The next fib, 2.618, would be 110% move. This one from this low on this range shot straight up 120%. So to me, I don't understand why you would say 115 or 120. That doesn't make sense. If we get this next leg up on Bitcoin, we're going to 150. We're going to 160. That's where we're going. We're not going to 120. You're not going to get, because look, 120 on Bitcoin is right here. That's it? You think it's going to go up from 111, come back down and only go up to 120 and then die? Not for me. That doesn't make sense. If you break, this is the 1.618 fib, we turned it into support. If you start breaking out from this 1.618, the next target is the 2.618. That's normal. That's how fibs play. So if it respected the 1.618, you would expect it to respect the 2.618. So, and it's confluent. Look, that move would be a little bit less than the last one, but it would make sense. From the low, 120%. From the low on this one for the next run up would be 108%, 110%. It makes sense. It's confluent. So that would make sense to be the next move. So I'm expecting that run to 155. I believe that that's where we head to next on the leg up. Okay. Now, if we lose, this support, which is the 1.618, and we come down into here, and then hit this trend, I would expect us to bounce off the trend. If we lose the bull market trend, cooked. If we lose the bull market trend again, and we don't do a quick reclaim of it as we had done back in April right here and come back up, it's cooked. Double top, it's cooked. We cannot lose this bull market trend, okay? We can lose the top of this range again, or this support. We could, and then try to reclaim it again. It's possible, okay? That's fine, as long as we don't lose the bull market trend. But if we lose it, it's cooked. If we lose the bull market trend, it's cooked, okay? On top of all that, it doesn't really make sense from a VWAP perspective for us to have cycle topped yet either. So look at this. This is interesting. So you look at the VWAPs too, right? Because we were playing off of the 30-day VWAP. Look where the 60-day VWAP is coming up to meet us at. So this VWAP is coming up to meet us at above this support, the 102K. So if we lost this 30-day and we are looking for another leg of support, we'll probably intercept the VWAP 30 or 60-day, intercept this, turn this into support, and use that to bounce up higher, right? So I like to see that. That's good that you're seeing that VWAP come up and meet us at this 102 region, okay? So it's good. It'll be support. So I like this. As it stands, I like it. The other bit of confluence is we just had FOMC. Okay, well, let's take a look at something else. Let's hide the fib. Let's hide the trend. Let's throw in the FOMC meeting indicator. Okay. So this is a good indicator as well, just to show... Okay. So this indicator right here shows when the FOMC meeting dates are and then how we perform after them. Okay. Typically, whenever we have a red region, meaning that we have an FOMC meeting and then for the next couple of months we end up lower as opposed to higher, typically the next FOMC meeting range is green, okay? So let's take a look at this. Cycle top. So here's last bull market. Green, green, red, green, green, green. Two reds in a row, we go into a bear market. So two reds, a green, two reds, a green, two reds, some greens, red, green, two reds, bull market. Okay. So bull market, we never get more than one red in a row before a green. Bear market, we get consecutive reds before we get greens. End of bull market or bear market, which is literally right here. This is where we drew our trend line. So it's actually perfect. Look. Yeah, look. Look at the confluence. So as soon as this is our bull market trend, as soon as the bear market ended, we get 1, 2, 3, 4 periods in a row of FOMC meetings where from the meeting date to the next meeting date, we experienced upside. We ended higher than where we started. Okay. So why am I taking a look at this? In the context of being in a bull market, and we're assuming we're still in a bull market. When you're in a bull market, you never get more than one meeting, FOMC meeting period. You never get more than one red in a row before you see some green upside. So here, you get 1, 2, 4 in a row, sessions green. You get a red, then you get a green. You get a red, then you get 1, 2, 3, 4 greens again. Okay. So 4 red, 1 red, 4 red, 1 green, 1 red. Look at this pattern. Right? 4, 1 red, 1 green, 1 red. 4, 1 red, 1 green, 1 red, right? It's the same thing as this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what would be next if it follows this pattern again? As long as we're assuming we're still in a bull market. Well, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the upside again, which would make sense. Okay. FOMC meetings are great market, places for the market to reverse. Okay. So we had a red session here. Okay. If we're assuming that this pattern continues of 4 green, red, 4 green, red, I would expect at least 1 or 2 more green sessions, right? So it gives me more confidence that we bled into FOMC. We de-risked into it. And typically when that happens, when we're bleeding into the FOMC meeting, afterwards, as long as nothing crazy happens, we usually move up higher. So for me, it's okay. I expect this session to end green on the next meeting date, which would be July 28th. So the end of next month. I would expect us to end up higher on Bitcoin than where we started. Where did we start? Well, we started about 104,000. Okay. So I'm positive in that sense. I do believe we move up higher. Okay. This is a great indicator. FOMC meeting dates. Okay. And then you can even see the return it gave us every time. So from March 19th, which I'm covering it. Let me move this shit. So now you can see it. So on the left-hand side, you can see even the returns that happened during those periods. The fuck is calling me? You can see, well, now you can't see because it's covered. Let me move it like this. There we go. Me bomba. Fuck. Didn't change it. You can see it up there, though. 29%. Okay. So let's get rid of this.